When art awakens, we tune in to our creative flow. It's the collaboration between who we are and what I choose to call the divine source of creation. I just tune in and let it flow. Welcome to Art Awakens, where the creative juices flow. I took the time for myself to actually dedicate 30 days to my passion, which is creating art. A 30 days passion challenge. What would happen, I thought to myself, if I would actually dedicate 30 days to just creating art? Not taking any assignments for clients, not be busy with how I normally help, in this case, entrepreneurs creating videos to be comfortable on camera and share their message online. What would happen if I would take out 30 days to only do what I love? And in this case, that's creating art. So I had set the starting date to the 1st of November. And then the day came. 1st of November. I had finished all my assignments. I was ready to just for 1 month create art. And there I was, sitting thinking to myself, okay, and what am I supposed to do now? I kind of ended up in this kind of like a silent place, which felt a little bit awkward. Because I'm so used to, getting up and just sitting in front of a computer, starting to work on the projects. And now it was just my time to create art. What happened was, the next day I got sick. Very sick. For like a week I was in bed. Normally I'm only sick for like 3 days and then I get up and get it all going again. But it just lasted and lasted and lasted. I must say, at the end of the week, I was so fed up with just doing nothing and feeling sick and all this, and that I was so happy to finally get back to just creating art. And then it just all started flowing. A little voice also had come up just before the first of November, saying, "Podcast, you need to make a podcast show." And I have this super cool studio where I'm really happy to be. Though I'm hardly never here unless I'm helping clients creating videos. I'm always at home in my little home with my 2 cats and art's all over the place. All over the place. People who know me know that my house is full of watercolor, of alcohol inked, then I'm creating mugs. Now I just got into some air drying clay, creating all kind of small like balls for my painting and stuff. Then there's photography, then there's music, playing the hung. And just like here in my studio, filled with plants, at home it's also filled with plants. Art awakens. When I create art, when I sit down, and actually mostly when I'm painting with alcohol inked, there is absolutely no way I can be in my head thinking about what I want to create. I need to just let go. I need to just be open, play around with the material, and let the magic happen. Especially with my alcohol inked, wait, let me just, I don't know if you can see, maybe it will be reflecting in the lamp. But this is just one of them. This is on its head. Not that it's really, showing everything special or it is special for sure. But not that it needs to look like something. It's abstract. But there's so many layers in this. There's gold in there. This is like landscape. This is like, for me, the language of the soul. So one thing is art awakens within me, but also whomever I show these kind of artworks, they actually see something else in them. So when somebody sees the art, it awakens something, stories, emotions in other people too. Art Awakens. You know what I remember when I was between my 12 and 16, or maybe I was even older, I was living in Denmark. I grew up in Denmark with my parents. As a lonely child, I spent a lot of time on my own, in my room, painting, listening to music, drawing, writing. I mean, I have never had a bored moment in my life, thanks to creativity. For me, I actually say I breathe creativity. That sentence also came once I was sitting writing my morning pages. So this is a little ritual I have, or I do, since I read the book The Artist Way, which I can really recommend as well. And in the Artist Way book, there are exercises such as the morning pages, meaning every single day I get up, I'm writing the morning pages. I sit down and I just start writing. Don't think about what I want to write, what I have to write, nothing. Just start writing, putting the pen on the paper and starting to write. And in the beginning, I am conscious of what I'm writing, but now actually faster and faster, I get into the space where, words or inspiration or messages or sentences or whatever it is, just come through. And I'm writing the most amazing things. And I know I did not make this up. This is coming from somewhere else. And that's what I really find super amazing. A way to actually get into this kind of like free flow is just to start with one sentence and then just let come what comes. So I'm going to start again. Art awakens. Art awakens the language of our soul. Art awakens emotions, stories, feelings that we sometimes are not even aware of. Alcohol inked. So sitting there and just, let it flow. Putting one drop of alcohol without any color and then putting the different colors. Also colors that I would normally don't really fit together, or maybe I don't like, but the minute I kind of like put them on paper and let them flow, just the magic that comes out of this, the landscapes, the whole universe that reveals itself when we're actually mixing different things. That's where magic comes from. Imagine if we could just walk into the streets and all the buildings, instead of being gray and whatever color they are now, including the cars too. Imagine if the buildings would just be colors, even would be changing colors, but at least just let's start with colors. Instead of being like gray, let's just paint. Let's just let children like paint buildings. Can you imagine what life would look like if we would walk around and the buildings would be painted? Maybe 1 month it would be portraits of certain people, or it would be just abstract and colors. Every time I think about this or talk about this, it reminds me of this place, and I think it's Brazil, that there are these like, the places that are really poor, but they just decorated all these like tin houses where people are living, right? They're painting it with portraits of people, nature, like it's just amazing. Why do all the cars have to be gray and black and white and red? Why can't all cars just be painted in amazing colors? I mean, I could imagine that it's a kind of a maybe a little bit of a kind of a magic overload that we would then all have. But I mean, why choose for everything being gray when everything can be colorful? Expression. I seriously feel hope that we will all move towards more expression, more aliveness, more happiness, more looseness, more flow. Not following all the rules, not following what everybody else does, doing our own thing, because that's what we're here to do. To create magic, to share, to bring joy, to share joy. Of course, life is life, It will always have its harder parts that we don't have control of. But everything that we do, have a choice. Let's choose to be creative. Let's choose to live. Let's choose to joy, laugh, dance, paint, write, play music, dance. I think that art plays a super important role in life. It's just it's the place where energy flows. We come up with new ideas, we share. Just imagine when people are playing music, if you have a jam session. That could be people from all kind of different cultures, not knowing each other, not, they haven't even spoken to each other. But the minute that they sit down and they play their instrument and they create music together, they just mingle. They create. They combine. The jam session of life. What would that look like? With this Art Awakens Experience, I'm not sure what to call it yet. I think it's going to be called the Art Awakens Experience. Whether it be the podcast, whether it be the video on YouTube, whether it be maybe live sessions at some point here in my studio with people coming together, creating together. So the Art Awakens is the place where creativity, art, views upon life, inspiration meet. Different techniques, because I paint with watercolor. I sit in the Vesta Park outside in the summer. I bring my watercolor. I sit on a big, kind of like a stone table in the Vesta Park, and I just sit there and draw. And almost every time I'm sitting there painting, people look and they come over and they sit down and we have a chat. And when I paint with my alcohol ink, I'm in my garden with my mask up and I'm just sitting in my own bubble creating this art of alcohol ink work. And also my passion is photography. I love to do photography. It's just magic. So I love to shoot like portraits of, characters. I love characters. I mean, people, characters and their stories and the way they look and why we do what we do, and people that look upon life a little bit different than most of us. I find that super interesting. So what I really love to do is to actually shoot portraits and then mix the portraits with my art, because I believe that every single one of us is a piece of art. And that's what I want to express with my portraits mixed with art. I create videos, make documentaries, I write, I play hang together with a girlfriend of mine, Vanessa. We play hang together. Like just the rhythms. And I love dancing. Dancing, oh my God, that's probably the time, the place, the moment that I feel most alive. When I put on mainly Afro pop music, Afro beats, that's when my soul smiles. And before Corona, I used to go out actually almost every weekend. I used to go out on my own in the center of Amsterdam. I would be touring around the different music places, have a drink, which mostly would be dark rum with ginger beer, which is called Dark and Stormy. The people that knows me knows that. That's my thing. And I'll be dancing just on my own, looking at people, having a chat to people sometimes, but mainly just touring around and dancing in the different places with the different music, with the different people. And this is what I love to do. Why don't we just get out in the park in Amsterdam, in the Westerpark, put on music and just dance together? I mean, can you imagine just going to the park because it's nice weather, there's nice music, and everybody's just dancing, losing up. It's also the best workout, I find. I mean, I do personal training twice a week for 3 years already with Mo. And I love it. We have a chat and I train, with my muscles and my back and, getting everything in shape, moving around. But besides personal training, dancing. And also, I'm thinking about now I should walk every day for maybe like half an hour. And then listening to podcasts. Oh yeah. Not to forget, let me do a little shout out. Shout out to Heinz. Because you inspired me to start this Art Awakens Experience. Heinz, you rock. Like, listening to your voice, whatever, every time you open your mouth, everything that comes out is just like, that's just magic.
Get this across to you. This miracle is happening within you. You understand? I can feel it. It's happening in a lot of us. But this miracle is happening on the inside. You understand?
That's just magic. You sitting there with all your style, with your tease, with your, your movements. I just completely love it. Ever since I discovered you, which is not long ago, I think it's maybe 3 weeks ago, so maybe a month. I'm watching your videos. I'm getting inspired. Let's start creating this podcast channel. That's why I'm sitting here. Thanks to you, Heinz, I'm sitting here doing this thing.
Our highest form of nutrition is in our expression. When you get an impulse, how quick are you just to act on it? You understand?
Blessings and blessings to you, Heinz, for creating what you create and inspiring so many people. Let's get the music on. Let's create good vibes. Let's just step into who we are, who we love to be, where the energy flows, what makes us happy. Share the message, share the way that we can inspire others, make this world a better place, enrich everyday life with who we are, with positive vibes, with good energy. That's what we need. Imagine we could walk out the door and everybody we would meet, everybody we would see would be full of good energy. Would be shining, would be happy. Of course, life has its challenges, but what if we could just see it as, small waves coming and going, and that we can actually get each other into the good mood again, smiling to each other, clapping, giving a hug. Just create magic, good vibes, because we are all here to enrich the world. Every single one of us is here to do our thing, to shine the way that only we can shine. We are all different from each other. We are all unique. We all have our amazingness. What if we can just tune into that, stand into that, and share that? Sharing amazingness. Can you imagine? If you could do for 1 whole month, for 30 days, you could only do your passion, what you love to do. I wonder, what would that be? Will you share that with me? And imagine that you would actually be doing that for 30 days. What do you think you would feel like? What have you made, created after those 30 days? And who knows, maybe after those 30 days, you will just continue doing that. That's pretty much what I hope will actually happen here. That after I do this for 30 days, and I'm having an expo. So I just decided, okay, I'm going to have an expo. Okay, back. I mean, I'm a highly creative being. I'm doing a lot of creative stuff, but I really have a challenge calling myself an artist. what happened? Why is that? What's on that whole word of being an artist? Am I not good at, like, where am I supposed to be to be able to call myself an artist? And I really wonder, how do other people do this? Other people that do call themselves an artist, how? How do they do that? So, of course, I'm going to be interviewing people here also in the studio, other artists. Just, share, like, somebody come and do your dance, do your spoken word piece, play your instrument. Let's have a little chat about creativity and, where it all comes from, where's it all going, how can we bring more creative juices into life? And that's pretty much the reason why I'm sitting here, Heinz. I mean, bless you. I found your course on Skillshare, something with, share your voice, content creation. I followed the whole course within like 2 hours, the whole booklet, I printed it out. I was writing all over the place. The whole thing is just filled with my writing. I mean, it obviously got the juices going and flowing. So then I decided, okay, that's it. We're starting a podcast channel. Had to get one of these mics. Then I got another mic for like half the price. Got a new camera. So now I've got 3 of these cameras standing here. It's just happening. It's just happening. And I'm having so much fun. I just love it. I am so curious to see what's going to come out. The name for now is Art Awakens. And then probably Experience, because Art Awakens show, Art Awakens podcast. It's not just a podcast, it's also video, right? So that doesn't cover it. Then I thought the Art Awakens Experience. Welcome to the Art Awakens Experience, where the creative juices flow and mingle. Something like that. I mean, look, and that's why I'm having this little headphone here. I'm just going to put on my headphone. Art Awakens, the language of the soul. When we tune in and let go, we're able to actually channel the most important, the most amazing, the most brilliant desires, wishes, landscapes. Even with just the brushstroke, colors and water, we're able to let it flow. That's not my thing. I should just be enthusiastic, right? I should just be who I am. And that is with energy, with, positive vibes, a laugh, a smile on my face. I hope you can even hear this. If I take my smile off and I'll be more serious, then it will sound like this. I wonder if you can even in the sound hear this. This does have a kind of quality too. It has a seriousness to it. It has a depth. So that's one thing, is putting on these cameras and then you kind of need to find your voice. Whatever that may be. And what would be I need to make some kind of tune, right? I need some kind of Art Awakens. Art Awakens. Art Awakens. The language of the soul. Wow, this is another way. What if I would just be whispering? Would you be listening differently if I would be whispering? This is so much fun. I mean, I just have my own playground. Do you understand? I am sitting here with my own playground. I can create whatever I like to create. I can share whatever I like to share. I can bring in people on the show. I can play music. I can dance. I can create art. I'm thinking about having this camera coming over here and then also just sitting here, be creating with watercolor. That should I do. I'm going to do that in the next episode. Look how I'm even sitting. In the next episode of Art Awakens, I will most probably be drawing with watercolor. Alcohol ink would be amazing, but unfortunately I have to be outside wearing a mask when I draw with alcohol ink because it's 95% alcohol, and otherwise I'll be burning my brain cells probably. So we're not going to do that. But watercolor painting. That's definitely an option. And then I'll be sitting drawing with watercolor while I'll be talking. Let's see if different messages is going to come out. Let's see if I'm even able to draw, paint, and talk at the same time. So that was it for now. Thank you for watching, listening, just tuning in, being a part of this. If you have any ideas, if you want to ask anything, you want to add to the whole conversation, please do so. And until then, take care of yourself. And then I had this thing I was saying. Be creative. Get your creative juices flowing. Shine and share. Blessings and blessings. Yeah! Take care, everyone. I hear you and I'll see you soon.